So I'm starting a new book dummy, I guess. It's not really a book dummy. I guess it is. It's a digital book dummy that I'm starting for a book called You've Got This. There we go. So many things on my mind and I cannot remember book titles. That's not good. So I'm starting this book. I use these kind of pre-generated templates. This one is from Once Upon a Sketch. I don't actually know if their website is still around. Sorry for the glare. But it kind of lays out a book in all their pages and spreads. I like to do books kind of in a landscape layout where you have where the pages are a little longer and it's not portrait, it's more landscape. I might be able to show you a different one. I have another one that I also work on. And this one is more of a square layout, which I've worked on square books before, or books that have that kind of layout before. And I guess it really all depends on how you want to tell the story and whether it should have that format or not. A lot of the time I like to work on books like if you're going on a journey, you'd probably want to do something that's landscape like this. And if it's maybe like a biopic or something that doesn't require that kind of, I don't know, kind of traveling across the page look, you might go with a portrait book dummy layout. So that's what I'm doing right now. I got everything together because I actually have to start 2 books that I'm working on. So, and then I think that's it. And then I also have to do finish the cover for Your Voice, Your Vote. I'll be working on that, and then I have some revisions for another book that I'm working on called Tantrum Like a Champ, which the sketches have already been started for that. I just have some updates that I have to make for some of the spreads, so that's fine. But yeah, I feel like I have hats everywhere. Like I have a hat. Uh-oh, did I tear it off? No, still going. Like I have a hat there. I have a hat here. I have a hat there. I have a hat there. I have hats everywhere. I have a hat on my head. I have hats everywhere. But anyways, I worked on a few different things today. I got my templates set up. I got my templates set up. I got my manuscripts saved on my iPad so I can read through them and start doing some thumbnailing before I do the regular sketches. And then turn them into my art director or my editor. And I've also been working on my next book. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Some people know what it is because they're in my crit group, and some people don't know what it is. But I need to send it to my agent and get her feedback. I think I'm going to send it this week. I really don't have much to update on it. From her last notes that I got from my agent, I think I did a big revision, so I really just had to go through and give the kids faces because how I do book dummies, I sometimes will just put like circles and ovals as like the figures in the book dummy. Like this is where this person stands, like these are where the figures are standing. And then like, cause I know what it's supposed to be, but then after I do that and it feels good to me, then I go back in and I will add more detail. So I kind of start out with scribbles, then I start with shapes, and then I do more refined detail in there. So yeah, so I think it's good. I think I could probably send this version to my agent and get her feedback and see what she says. I think the story is fun. I think the story is interesting. It definitely calls to Tuesday by David Wiesner or Weisner. I'm never sure if it's Wiesner or Weisner. I think it's Wiesner, but it could be Weisner. I'm not sure. But it definitely is inspired a lot by that book because that was one of my favorite books when I was little. I just loved the pigs and the pigs at the end of the book, because it always made me think that there was going to be another book, but then there was never another book, David. I was very upset. I've been waiting for like a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday, and there has never been a sequel to Tuesday. So what happened? You know, I'm a 37-year-old and I'm still waiting for a sequel to Tuesday. My 9-year-old, 8-year-old self is like, where is it? Where is it, David? Sorry. I'm just kidding, but not really. Anyways, so it's definitely inspired by Tuesday by David Wiesner, with a little bit of inspiration from Marla Frazie's Roller Coaster, with a little bit of, I can't remember what the illustrator's name, the author illustrator's name is, but they wrote the book Vroom, and it kind of is like that a little bit, but not fully. It has nothing to do with cars, but it definitely has to do with like traveling from somewhere else to come back home type of thing, which obviously is like a staple in the kind of stories I like to tell, where like you leave home to come back, or you know, you leave home to grow and then come back type of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm working on today. Well, tonight, because it's like 11. I don't think I'm gonna do any sketching tonight. I think I'm just not in the state to do any sketching really. I might do a little bit of doodling before I go to bed, but I really don't see myself doing some sketching. I was trying to sketch on my Wacom here, but I've been having some issues with my pen. Like it disconnects for some reason, and I don't know why. And I might look for the driver, but when I go into, when I go into my Wacom Desktop Center, it says my drivers are up to date. And I'm like, well, if my drivers are up to date, then why is my pen not working? So I don't know what's going on. I hope I don't have to buy a new one. I mean, granted, there are some issues with this one that I have. I think it's a refurbished one because the one that I initially bought had some issues, and I sent it back. And then when they sent me the new one, when they sent me the one I had sent back, the USB ports were not working. So then I had to send it back, and then they just ended up sending me like another one, which I think it was refurbished. And then this one has had some damage on the screen. I don't know if y'all can see that, but let me see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. You see this kind of like watermark looking situation here on the screen? Yeah, it's all on the left side of my Wacom. Like you can see it here. I don't know what it is, but it's been like that for, I don't know if it's dust or what it is. I didn't notice it until I think I like tilted my screen or something, and I was like, what is that? So I don't know. I'll try updating the driver and see if that works. When I restarted my computer, it worked, but then it stopped working again. So I wasn't able to do any drawing on my Wacom today. I just was lazy and I didn't really want to restart my computer because I'm working on like a little docu-series for my book release. Well, actually it's for my cover release, but I haven't gotten my cover design yet. So I didn't want to shut down my computer and then for some reason Premiere Rush like unconnects all of the stuff that I put in there. Granted, I do have multiple versions of this docu series, this documentary that I made, saved already. But this last version is actually, I think this last version is it. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more editing to it. I think I've got the music that I like. I think I've got like all the shots that I want. And I think all the editing looks great. So I'm hoping that that's it, you know? So I'm gonna click out of it, actually. Do that. I'm gonna duplicate it. Sure. And then we're gonna open that. And then I'm gonna actually delete all the music and the playground sounds from this. And then we're gonna share it and save it as oh no music. There we go. And then export it. So yeah, so you can see it exporting right there. So I don't know, I've never really done something like this intense before. I've made little docu-series before, like when I was younger, but I never made anything like this before. So this is kind of new to me, and it was fun. I think I got a little obsessed over it, just like shooting these scenes and then going in and editing it and putting music and things like that. Like I literally made a movie, you know? And I don't know, it's so weird. Even though it's something that I've always done, like I've always made like my own little movies. They weren't anything crazy, or anything wild or anything like that, but I don't know. I was watching the Oscars tonight and I was just like, man, every time I watch it, I always think like that'd be really cool to be able to go up on that stage and have an acceptance speech and, you know, say thank you. And I don't really know what that would be in what category, because unless it's like an animated short, like I really can't see myself, like where else would I go in there unless I wrote a screenplay or something. But I don't think that's in the plan for me. But I would love to win for an animated short, like based off of like, you know, one of my books or something like that. That would be really cool. But yeah, I don't know what else. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna say bye. We're gonna figure out this pen situation, and after that, I will probably see y'all tomorrow. Hello. Hey, creative fam. Voiceover Keisha here. Just thought I'd pop in and talk a little bit about what you're looking at. So I'm doing some sketches here for my upcoming debut picture book, Between Two Windows. And I'm pretty sure this was way before the book actually got purchased by HarperCollins. So I think I was just doing another revision for my agent. And here I'm just kind of thinking about the opening to the story and how we were going to communicate what's going on with these two kids and how they start drawing together. I think my initial idea was that like Kayla was in class and she's bored, and then Mateo is in his room, I think playing like a video game. Like his family just moved into the apartment across from them, and he is playing a video game, but his battery died. So something kind of pulls their attention to the window, and that's when they start to notice each other and then start communicating. But I actually really love these little spots here. I'm really sad that actually I don't think we kept them in the book. Unfortunately, I think we took them out, but I thought these little spots were just the cutest thing, and I'd love to put them in my portfolio somewhere. And that's another great thing about like all of these revisions for the books, for like when you're working on a book, is that a lot of the ones that may not make it into the story, you can always just go back and do them and finish them and then turn them into portfolio pieces. So that is I think what I'm gonna do here, because I do need to revamp my portfolio. I have a lot of old work in there that just needs some updating. But anyways, I don't really know what else to say about this. I'm excited for the book to come out. We got an official, it's going to come out in January of 2024. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see this book in print and see, you know, everyone get to read it and hopefully people like it. I think it's pretty imaginative and, you know, gives a lot of imaginative play. Absolutely. And I mean, I was just like these two kids. Like, I would draw and just think that my drawings were coming to life as I'm drawing them, and just kind of having this imagination that, you know, sparks a lot of things within my just everyday life. I think I might have kept this sketch. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I kept some of these elements, but I feel like most of it was not kept for the rest of the final book. But the color here definitely is not what I went with. Although I think I probably could have moved forward with this kind of style, and I felt like it was nice and I did like it, and I felt like it would actually just be a little bit easier working this way than my usual textured, a little bit angular style. But I don't know, something about it, it felt like they weren't their full selves in that style. But I don't know, maybe I'll use it for something else. Maybe if I do like a graphic novel or something, I might move forward with something like that. But there's nothing wrong with like using like kind of an inky style with like some spot colors and stuff. That I actually love illustrations that look like that. I just felt like for these characters, it didn't feel right for them for some reason. But I still think it's a cute style, and I might do the final art for this, for the portfolio pieces, in that style. But as we can see, the video is over, and I hope some of what I just said was helpful to anybody, or just kind of getting an insight into what it's like being an author illustrator and working on your own book. This was a little glimpse into that. So I hope you all have a great rest of your week or weekend, or whatever you're doing while you're listening to this or watching this video. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.